going to take over, as you say, the DC bar? Why do you think this is important? It's not just for some sort of local issue, but you think this has real importance?
Yes, I'm grateful that you asked, and I think it's a matter of national importance. So the DC Bar is the bar association for nearly 120,000 lawyers in America, lawyers who practice inside and outside of government. And the elections matter really for two reasons. The first is that the leadership of the DC Bar does play a role in the disciplining of those 120,000 attorneys. So it's not direct, but the fear is that if Trump allies are able to take over the DC Bar, they could use that as a way to punish lawyers that are seen as insufficiently loyal to the administration. So that's one fear. The other fear, and I think it's much more immediate, is that in any country facing a sort of illiberal movement, bar associations historically have been voices defending democracy, defending the justice system, defending the rule of law. You see that happen in countries like Brazil and Spain a few decades ago. And the real fear here is that if the Trump allies take over the DC bar, the bar will be silenced when the government acts illegally, when the government acts contrary to the Constitution. And that's one less voice standing up for democracy and for the rule of law.
So Brad Bondi was asked about this. He says, the bar has a nonpartisan mission, which I intend to vigilantly protect against any push to politicize it. My effort to run for DC Bar president began months before the federal elections and has no connection with national politics at all. And the platform of the world is sort of apolitical. I take it that you don't really buy that.
Yeah, there are really two fears here. One fear is that Brad Bondi might be not being truthful about why he's running. He is the global co-chair of investigations for a major international law firm. He seems to have developed a rather sudden and passionate interest in free certificates of accreditation in the DC Bar. I think that doesn't seem to be the sort of thing that normally interests a high-powered white-collar attorney. So it's possible that he's being disingenuous about why he's running. It's also possible that he's telling the truth, and that's just as scary. When he says that he wants to make the bar an apolitical organization, what that means is that they don't want the bar to speak out when the rule of law is under attack. And so, again, I think the risk here is that a credible institution, an institution that a lot of people believe in, could be silenced if Trump allies take it over. The bar is involved in appointing the members to the board that handle disciplinary proceedings here in DC. And so over the months, over the years, those members would be replaced potentially with Trump loyalists. And so once you do that, then you have an enormous amount of power among over many thousands of lawyers that work in the government. And so it's a potential, where the administration cannot just fire an attorney that's deemed insufficiently loyal, but allies could potentially disbar that attorney and prevent them from working entirely. And that is really powerful leverage.